Hello, gentlemen. Today I'm going to break down some of the plays out of the new offense that just dropped on the site last night, which is C. Vasty's trips tight end offense. Now, trips tight end is the bread and butter formation. That's kind of what C. Vasty is known for. He's a top 50 player in the world, and he's one of the best trips players. And he does talk about other formations. So, like, Packers playbook is really good, which is what we're in right now, by the way. He talks about bunch strong, as well as bunch tight end. He also covers tight Y off, as well as audible down formations in 2-1-2 personnel. Basically what that just means is two tight end sets, because you can run in MUT, you can definitely run trips tight end with, like Pitts at receiver or something, and then audible down to a formation like deuce close, swing flex close. He does talk about all of these formations in the ebook, so if that interests you, check it out on acemadden.com. He has around 60 setups, so there is a ton for you to learn. I'd recommend starting with the trips tight end, getting comfortable in that, and then you can install the rest of the game plan. But if you're not a member, just go check it out. Use code ACE for 15% off. You'll gain access to all of our ebooks, including this one. And I'll show you some of the plays out of trips tight end. You're going to see how good this formation really is. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with an easy setup. It's just verticals. I've already broken down this play before on the channel. And you do want your trips on the wide side. That's going to be the case for pretty much all of our setups. Very rarely do you put it on the short side of the field. Most of the time you want that good spacing. So this first setup is just very basic. All you're going to do is put your running back on either an angle route if you do have running back apprentice, or hot route master. You can also put them on a table against zone, which is going to be really good. If you don't have access to either of those routes, you can just do like an in route or an out route. That is perfectly acceptable as well. And the way you want to read this, in my opinion, start with the seam route. The seam is kind of like the easy throw. It's not going to be user. You do need a specific kind of shell to take it away. It's very good against zone, and it's also going to beat man in certain cases. This seam route is definitely really hard to guard. And then we also have, this tight end corner route, which is very shallow. He's going to oftentimes beat any kind of deep blue. I would say you probably want a cloud from that outside cornerback, but that makes other plays better out of this formation. So like right here, here's the seam. He didn't end up outrunning him, but we did get an ag there. But if you put your running back on an angle route, that's going to be the best way to run this, because now you have a high-low between the crosser and the running back, and the user is going to really have to pick one of the two most of the time. But like right here, wait till he gets past this hook. The deep crosser is going to occupy like a middle third or something, keep him away from the seam route. But overall, this is one of the best quick snap plays in the game. It is going to be effective versus both zone as well as man. And then one thing I want you to look at is, you see how this guy out here is kind of like matching to the corner. What that's going to do is provide a window for this crosser right about here for you to throw. So just a couple more times. I think you guys kind of get the point by now. Once he gets off that jam from the seam flat or curl flat, you can throw that. I'll throw the crosser for you. So right here it's going to be like a man coverage. This tight end is going to torch man coverage. I don't recommend really running man coverage against that tight end, because he will just cook you. If you're going to run a man coverage, you probably want like a base aligned, outside cornerback manned up to him, so you have like full outside leverage. But overall, I would say manning him up is not really ideal. So like right here, boom, here's your one play touchdown. So this is a good quick snap. Your opponent is going to need the perfect shell to defend this play, and if he doesn't, you're oftentimes going to get one play touchdowns. The next play we're going to talk about is going to be PA slot corner. Now this is C. Vasty's favorite play. He has like 8 different setups out of this play alone. I'm only going to show you the first one because it's kind of like the most basic and you don't need additional routes. But if you guys want all of the setups, again, acemadden.com. So PA slot corner, what we're going to do is just streak the outside receiver, drag the tight end, and then with your running back, you can block him if you're expecting a blitz. If you're not, you can maybe put him on a wheel or something. It's kind of up to you what you want to do with that running back. The main purpose of this setup is you want to get it to this corner route, or to your tight end drag, or maybe even the post over the middle of the field. All of these routes are really good, honestly, except for the streak. The streak is just there for clear out. But checking it down to your tight end is always going to be a decent option in this year's game because not a lot plays them, and you can't afford to be playing super shallow zones all the time. So this drag is oftentimes going to feast. But this corner route oftentimes is going to be wide open. You do need like a specific kind of shade to take it away. You need like a pressed shade inside, or shade down, shade outside to take that away. They don't have that. Well, they're probably not stopping this route. Just like right here, as you can see, it's very sharp, happens very quickly, and it's, you know, one of the best corner routes in the entire game. So let's do it again. I'll put my running back on a wheel. So against man, you see how that post was gonna be wide open. It's a nice sharp post. The only reason I couldn't throw it a little bit earlier was there was like a 3 rec in the middle of the field. You see how he takes him away for just a second, but he gains separation. So does the corner out. So does the running back wheel. And so does the drag. So if they didn't shed me, that was going to be a massive play. Let's do it again. You see how quickly this corner route develops? It's very, very nice. But yeah, that's pretty much like the basic kind of quick snap. I wouldn't say it's a quick snap because you do have, like, I would say 3 audibles. Well, not 3 audibles, sorry. 3 hot routes to make, so it's not really quick snap. But very easy for you to read, very effective versus both zone and man. And honestly, you could probably run this play for most of the game. The next play is going to be wide post, and this one is a little bit different in regards to how you set it up. The reason I say that is we have this inside corner route from B, and you do want to clear out for him usually. And you can do that with either the outside receiver or the outside slot receiver. So if you put, let's say, Y on a streak, well, then you could do a couple things with the outside receiver. You could put him on a zig. You could put him on, you can leave him on his in route. You could drag him. But if you put the other guy on a streak like this, you could put this guy on a flat. You could leave him on his in route. You could drag him. You could put him on a zig. There's a lot you can do, a lot of freedom with those 2 receivers. The other setup, or I guess the other adjustment you would make, is put your running back on a wheel. And that is kind of going to be your setup. Like this, in my opinion, is like how you want to be running it most of the time. So let's go ahead and take a quick little look. Just get it to your drag. Drags are super effective this year. People aren't really using them too often. In most cases, they are free yardage. They play man coverage. There's your running back on his wheel. If they're playing at cover 0, then the tight end post can be open, but there was safety help in the middle of the field. So like right here, I think it's a man coverage. Let's get it to my zig. If they're playing very aggressive shaded down man, I would recommend the zig. That's going to beat shaded down man a lot. Not all the time, but it will. Right here, just cut that off. Get your big gain. Against like a cover 2 man, you got this tight end post. This is the route you want to be throwing to against any kind of cover 2. But as you can see, this play is super effective. And really the only true answer to this play is getting pressure. Yes, there are certain ways to take away this, certain route combinations. But overall, I mean, this play is also very good against both man and zone. Your opponent's going to have a really hard time guarding against this play. Especially if you mix in how you kind of use these 2 outside receivers. Because if you kind of mix up which one is the pull route and which one's the underneath route, they're going to have a hard time, manning up to one of the 2. Because if they man up to the pull route, then it's kind of pointless for them. As you can see, boom, there's the in route. So the next thing I want to talk about is one of the points of emphasis from Cvasti, and it's the fact that he likes to audible around the Packers playbook quite a bit because he does have other good formations in it. Like I talked about earlier, you have like bunch strong, bunch tight end. These are both formations that you could be in full time if you really wanted to, because they just have like really good routes, especially if you have like extra routes like hot route master. These 2 formations you could definitely be in full time. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you the audible over, and then I'm going to show you a cover 2 bomb out of bunch tight end. But this audible over is nice because the tight end doesn't move, the running back doesn't move, and the trips receivers just kind of condense. So very, very nice. Now I'm just going to come out and call the cover 2 bomb out of bunch tight end itself, so you guys don't have to witness this audible over every single time. But this is going to work against both cover 2 man and cover 2 zone. So I'm going to start with cover 2 man. All you're going to do is streak the point receiver, which is Y. You're going to smart route B, and that's really only to make him break sooner. If it's like a 2nd and 8 or like 2nd and 9 or whatever the case may be, it's totally fine. It doesn't have to break at the 10-yard marker. And then block your running back so you have additional time. So let's go ahead and have a look. Right there, my guy got bumped super far inside. That's typically not going to happen. Let's do that again. So like right here, this is a better look at it. And there we go. We just kind of bombed cover 2. Maybe should have held it just a little bit longer to get the 1-play touchdown. But the only way they're really going to cover this, see, I'm just not getting enough time, is if they do like a cover 3 man. So they put their safeties in outside thirds. They do like a, maybe kind of like a middle linebacker, deep blue or something. That will definitely take this away. But a stock cover 2 is for sure getting bombed. I'm not getting any time in the pocket, so I can't. I want to throw this a little bit later, but I'm just getting shedded to death. But as you can see, cover 2 man, not a problem. And then cover 2 zone, it's the exact same thing. So here we go. Hopefully get enough time. And then get it to your guy. So that is one of the best cover 2 bombs in the game, in my opinion. This deep corner is very good. And then the streak is always going to clear out a deep half for you. And in some cases, can clear out other deep zones as well. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. That was just a quick little preview of the scheme. That was only a few different setups. If you guys want the full scheme and you guys just want to start dominating people, like the best defense right now, in my opinion, is a better offense. And I don't think there's a better offense right now than trips tight end. And C Vasti is one of the best guys to learn trips from. So I highly recommend this ebook. Go check it out on acemadden.com. Over 60 setups total in the entire ebook. So once you kind of fully install the entire game plan, you guys will be rolling. I highly doubt you guys are going to be stopped in your CFMs or just like regs head to head. People are not going to know how to defend this scheme. I promise. So check that out. Again, acemadden.com. Use code ACE for 15% off any membership. You'll gain access to all of our ebooks, including this one, just by being a member. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next one.